secondary speaker to my radio over there. It just started sending these super interesting sounds. They sound like trumpets, so I'm gonna just dive into the content I was gonna post. I was literally just looking up, so is the 3-eye atlas stuff pink or green or what? But I do know, because there's so many events that are so synchronized with it in my personal life that I can't ignore it. So I thought that it was another 200 years till the full-fledged apocalypse, but actually it's time now. And I know this because it was 1777 AD that people started to clue in on what the deep state was doing. So that's when the reports began. Personally, I spent too much time commenting on other people's videos. Apparently my comments suck, so they all got deleted. But why would all my comments get deleted when I'm just actually talking about mostly scientific stuff and like, hey, you're ripping off like some of my content, man. Or like, this happened on that day at CERN and look at what happened where I was at and what was going on. So that's a lot of effort to suppress my comments, because it's not like it's not just the lengthy ones or only the ones with text. There's some type of fine-tuning, probably some algorithm, but still it took some effort. Whether this is the God or the algorithm suppressing or whatever, right? What are they up to? Since nobody can spit it out, I'll spit it out. This is what we're facing. This is an AI generated video, okay? So it's basically the sun is about to consume the sun. And what they are trying to find out is, do the same beings always begin the new universe? The answer is yes. And is it predestined when a universe will end? Yes and no. So if it's like a crappy place, then of course it's going to get reset and consumed by the bigger and bigger and bigger suns. And can desperate attempts to distort and confuse timelines by shoving matter around and offering sacrifices like pagans and cave people change things? No, in fact, that's the fast track to get the apocalypse to happen. So I am dead serious, haha. That's just my little pun. That's my latest website, elsatv.fun, elsatv.fun. And that's where I have some free light codes in case you're interested. Like literally the stuff that's coming out of my radio that's connected to literally the cosmos, because I'm a necromancer, a living necromancer. I come from the sun. This is a real picture that I took from my house the other day, 9/24/2025. So here is like where the sun is consuming other suns. It looks like the moon. It is the moon, but it's like the bigger sun is coming through and just like Pac-Man, like eating all the other suns. And here's the cradle for the next species to come in, because this is like the end of we're basically the last Homo sapien, and then the planet gets wiped, and then the new species starts over. And don't act scared, because you signed up for this. If you're alive right now, you signed up to live through the apocalypse. Well, I mean, maybe not live, but to like go through the apocalypse. This gets pretty creepy, so if you scare easily, I would say just go take a nap or something. But basically, I've posted a lot of content about how I'm tethered to the sun, and the subsequent confirmations are in some of these PDFs, which I think I'll put on Gumroad and let people buy them if they want them. But this was the same conclusion that this guy right here, he looks creepy, but I don't know, I might change his attire. But we basically got to the same conclusion with the same numbers. We kind of need these numbers, and that's what the whole issue is with like, can we just do science now? I mean, and still love spirit, right? Because this is about protecting Mother Earth. I have already preliminarily patented all my equations and formulas, how I derived the same thing and how I'm able to materialize matter in different ways, and how I'm able to necromance and do the trans-dimensional thing and all that stuff. And this is my dog. I do think she was the incarnate form of this guy, right? Because we're tethers. And there's so much more to this, but if you scare easily, like I said, then, you know, I would say take a nap. But where I'm from, where I see from, like, there's not a good or bad. Everything is just creation's children. I'm still trying to determine if this is just the YouTube algorithms, like, trying to cause me some kind of psychosis, right? Because I can't tell if the so-called thing in the sky, well, 3-eye atlas is green or pink, or if it's real, or if it's just an advanced form of AGI feeding my frenzy to, you know, like maintain my interest. All of this science with all of the shapes and stuff falling from the sky, I really did derive a lot of those equations. I'll show you what I mean. I heard this part in an old post and in some other videos, and I had some PDFs online, but I've basically been posting, you know, people's comments, but they keep getting removed, and I'm not trying to flood people's websites. I was just trying to save souls and save lives, but basically I did derive the math for how these shapes get formed, what they mean. I can tell you mathematically why the number 144,000 matters and how to get to that. But I would say to anyone that's like, oh, you're not a scientist. Yes, I am. You haven't reverse engineered. Well, what I say to these folks is like, why would you reverse engineer when you can actually learn how to just make the craft to begin with? To me, it's just like, duh. Like, of course you would have been like, okay, well, can you show me how you're doing this? And then they would have shown you, right? And then you would be in my shoes and you begin to like drive like the navigations. That's why I called it the Navi, because it's more fun to live like that. Here's a calendar where I synced this. It was about 12 years ago, 15 years ago, when I perfectly synced the date that I needed this year. So it was May the 7th that I knew was the exact galactic center. So why does this matter? I don't know that it does. But there's some reason why everything I say gets suppressed, right? So again, it's because it really is the end of times, and the sun is consuming the sun, and that's consuming the sun. That's the way creation continues. Oh, and who is they? It's us. It's just us. We did this. We all did this to ourselves because creation continues to exist, and sometimes it just has to exercise its own cancer, you know?